Okay, in this question, they are saying evaluate the performance of the production department of Jaffna Dose Limited for October. Okay, so you have to evaluate the performance, whether they have performed well or whether they have performed poorly, like that. Okay, based on your answers in A part and B part, you have to evaluate the performance. So what you can say, so this is for case for good performance. So you can say Jaffna Dose Limited has performed well because their direct material usage variance is favorable. Okay, so when you look at the previous answers, direct material usage variance is favorable. So you can tell that. Perhaps wastage has been less than expected. So if the direct material usage variance is favorable, then we know that wastage has been less. Okay, and then you can say direct material price variance is also favorable. Okay, so why this is favorable, direct material price variance? Why is it favorable? Because materials has been bought at a lower price than expected. So now, if the materials has been bought in lower prices, then the actual price will also decrease, right? So that's why this is favorable. Did you understand that?
Yeah, understood that.
Okay. However, this may be due to a good performance by the purchasing department. Okay. So they are saying this may be because the purchasing department has performed well, not the production department, only the purchasing department. Okay. And then what they are saying in the next point is direct labor rate variance is favorable. Okay. So even direct labor rate variance is favorable um, by 1739. Okay, so you can mention that answer also. And then workers have been paid. So why is it favorable? Because the workers have been paid at a lower rate than expected. So if the actual rate is lower than the budgeted, then only it will be favorable, right? Did you understand that?
Yeah, understood that.
Okay. So a lower rate has been paid to the workers. That's why it's favorable. And however, this may be due to a good performance by the human resource department. Okay, so the human resource department has performed well in this case. And then the actual labor rate paid was 8 per hour, but the budgeted rate was 8.5 per hour. So this 8 and 8.5 we didn't calculate when doing the questions, right? Did we calculate? No, right? Can you check and tell?
1 minute.
Okay.
No, we didn't calculate it.
Okay. So how we got 8 is okay, so first I'll do the budgeted. Okay. Then the direct labor value is 28,560 for budgeted. Okay, that answer divided by what? Can you tell me divided by what? You tell me the answer.
Let me take out the question paper.
Okay. Did you find?
Divided by 3,360 hours.
Correct. Okay. Okay, so uh, this 28,560 divided by 3,360. That will give you 8.5. Okay.
Okay.
And then when you want to find the actual, now this is budgeted. So when you want to find the actual, then actual direct labor value is 27,824. Okay, so that answer you have to divide it by 3,478 hours. So if you divide it by this value, the answer is 8. Okay. So this is how you got 8 and 8.5. Did you understand this point?
Yeah, understood that.
Okay. Okay, so that is what they're saying in this last point. Okay, what they're saying is the actual labor rate paid was 8 per hour, but the budgeted rate was 8.5. So now they have budgeted, this Jaffna Dose Limited have budgeted that they have to pay the laborers 8.5. But then actually they have paid only 8. So therefore it is good, right?
Yeah, it is good.
Okay, and then now look at case for poor performance. Okay, direct labor efficiency variance is adverse. Okay, so in the question they are saying direct labor efficiency they have calculated and direct labor efficiency variance is 1598 adverse. So we can write that for poor performance. Jaffna Dose PLC has performed poorly because we can say like you can tell because direct labor efficiency variance is adverse. So moreover, labor has not been working as efficiently as expected. So you can say this is adverse because labor has not been working efficiently, okay, as they expected, and we do not know the reason for this. Okay, perhaps there have been machine break. They are saying sometimes there might be machine breakdowns also. Okay, this would explain the failure to meet expected output levels. So they are saying because of machine breakdown and all that, they are not not they are not achieving the output level. Okay, did you understand this point, only this point?
Yeah, understood that.
Okay, look at the next point. Output has not met the expected level. What is the reason for this? So we can say now look at the question. In the question, the production units for budgeted is 1920. So they have budgeted, they have to produce 1920 units. But then actually they have been producing only 1880 units. So we can say they have not met the output level, right? Expected output level, right?
Yeah, we can say
So,
that.
okay, so what is the reason for this? We can say, because you can like think in your own words and write. You can say even though the per unit cost of material is lower. So can you look at the previous answers? Okay, no, I'll go back here and show you. Okay, look at this. Standard price 194,304 divided by 4,224. That is 46. Okay, so direct material cost per unit is standard price per unit is 46. But then actual price, we'll look at actual price. So when you divide this both, it's 46. Okay, now we'll look at actual price. Okay, look at this. 171,312 divided by 3,984. So when you divide this, it's 43. So they have budgeted 46, but actually the price is 43. So this is good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we can say is, now in this question, they are telling output has not met the expected level. What is the reason for this? So you can tell. Okay, so you can tell even though the per unit cost of material is lower, that is but and in brackets you can put budgeted 46 per unit and actual 43 per unit. So even though the per unit cost of material is lower, Jaffna Dose Limited might have experienced shortage of raw materials in the market. Did you understand? That's why their output level has not been met. The expected output level has not been met. Did you understand that, Tonu?
Yeah, understood that.
Okay, if you want, you can write it in your writing book, okay?
Okay.
And then you think of another answer and tell me why the output level has not been met.
Would we say that there could have been like uh, strikes from the laborers and like
Okay.
Like a trade union action, maybe.
Okay, correct. Okay, so you can say this also. Even though the per unit cost of labor is lower, that is budgeted 8.5 and actual 8. So here we calculated, okay? So you can say even though the per unit cost of labor is lower, Jaffna Dose Limited might have employed. You have to tell might because we don't know actually what happened, right? So you have to tell might have employed unskilled laborers who are taking more time to produce than the skilled laborers. Did you understand that?
Yeah, understood.
Okay, so if you want, you can write them, like just note it down in your writing book. Okay, so what is the reason for this? You can tell all that. Okay, now look at other points. The overheads have an adverse variance. So now in the question they are saying overheads are regarded as a fixed cost. Okay, so in the question they are saying yeah, it is regarded as fixed cost. Okay, the budgeted overheads is 52,760, but the actual overhead is 54,820. So the actual value is higher, right?
Yeah, it is high.
Okay, so that's why they're saying the overheads have an adverse variance. So when we prepare the reconciliation statement, we found out that overheads have an adverse variance. So now they're asking what could be the reason for this? Is this the fault of the production department? So what could be the reason for this? You can say maybe the fixed cost is higher. It is because there might have been an increase in the rental cost of the production department. Did you understand?
Yeah, I understood.
Okay, now look at conclusion. It may be argued that the production department has performed well. Okay, production department has performed well. The budgeted average total cost per unit was 143.55. Do you know how you got this value? 143 and 135?
The total cost divided by the number of units produced.
Yes, correct. Okay, so the total cost is for budgeted 275,624. So that answer divided by 1,920 will give you 143.55. And then 135, how you got is total cost for actual is 253,956. Okay, that answer divided by 1,880. That's how you got 135. Did you understand that?
Yeah, I understood that.
Okay, so what they're saying is the budgeted average total cost per unit was this, but the actual average cost of producing each unit was 135. So compared to the budget, the actual is lower. So which means that this cost is good, right? If the cost is lower, it is good, right?
Yeah, it is good.
Okay, so that's why it has performed well, they're saying. And then, however, now this is a disadvantage part. However, the production target of 1,920 units was not met. So this is true, right? Only 1,880 units were met. 1,920 they have not achieved the expected level of output. So you can tell this. However, the production target of this much was not met. Okay, did you understand the whole answer now?
Yeah, I understood the whole.
Okay, do you have any doubts?
No.
Okay. In this question, they are saying Kowloon Hypermarkets PLC operates with a total of 62 checkout operators at the Shamshu Post store. Evaluate the performance of the checkout operators for week 21. Okay. So earlier, how much checkout operators they had? Earlier, they had only how much? 60, right?
Yeah.
Checkout operators. So checkout staffs, they had 60, right? Can you remember earlier we calculated?
Yeah, we did.
So now they are going to operate with a total of 62 checkout operators. Okay. So you have to evaluate the performance of the checkout operators for week 21. Okay. So what we can say is you can tell checkout operators have performed well in week 21. Okay. Because all customers were served with only about 85 hours of overtime. Okay. This could be regarded as good, as some staff will always be ill on holiday, etc., or on holiday, etc. like that. Okay. So all customers were served with only about 85 hours overtime. Okay, so they are saying that is good, but actually we can't say that is good. This is like, a disadvantage, right? Because if they work overtime and all, they have to get paid more and all. Did you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So, but then it's based on your opinion, right? So whatever you want, you can write. Okay. And then we can say customer flow in the hypermarket may not be identical, may not be same to the planned opening hours of the hypermarket. Okay. So overtime may have to be worked to reduce queues. So they are telling like that. Okay. So because sometimes the customers who are coming to the hypermarket may not be same as the planned one. Okay, so that's why they're saying overtime may have to be worked to reduce the queues and all. Okay, so all customers will not come at the same time, right? By having a 24-hour service, customer can. Okay, another point you can write is, you can write like this: all customers will not come at the same time. Okay, by having 24-hour service, customers can conveniently shop at any time they want. Okay, so they can avoid waiting in long queues also, like that you can tell. Did you understand?
Yeah, I understood.
Okay. So, and then look at poor performance. Okay, in that they are saying labor efficiency variance is adverse by 703.8. Okay, which may mean checkout operators are not working fast enough. Okay, so if the labor efficiency variance means how efficiently the laborers are working, how efficient are they. So if that is adverse, we can know that, we can say that, some checkout operators are not working fast enough to meet the target of customers per hour, of a customer per hour. Did you understand? You can tell like that. Okay.
Okay.
So after that, labor rate variance is 188.70. So that is also adverse. So which means around 85 to 90 hours of overtime have been worked. So 85, I told that part, right? How you got 85? So you can tell, which means around 85 to 90 hours of overtime have been worked. Is this due to the slow performance of the operators? So you can tell, is it because whether the operators have been performed slowly, or to cover for sickness or etc. Okay, so if the workers take sick leave, so sometimes they will cover that by working overtime. So that's why they are saying, is it because to cover sickness, etc. Did you understand that part?
Yeah, I understood that part.
Okay. Okay, the next part, total labor variance is 892.50 adverse. Okay, so that is also adverse. So which means the checkout operators have been paid more than budgeted. Okay, so now labor rate variance, if that is adverse, we can know that they have been paid more than the budgeted rate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is what they're saying. Okay, and then for decision, you can tell, so it's based on your opinion. So here the disadvantage is more, right? So you can tell checkout till operators have performed poorly, like that you can tell. Okay.
Okay.
So can you see that 85 part? Okay, that overtime part, even in advantages they are talking, telling that, and even in disadvantage also they are telling that. So it's based on your view, based on your thinking. You can write like however, like whatever you want. So if you think that it's they have performed, like if you think that this part should come for advantage, you can write. If not, you can change it and write it has disadvantage also. Did you understand? That's why in both the places they're telling about that overtime. Okay.
Okay.
Did you understand that part?
Yeah, understood that part.
Okay. Okay. So look at this. Okay. In this D part question, they're saying, explain the stages in establishing a standard costing system. So explain the stages in starting a standard costing system. So when a company is planning to do standard costing system, planning to implement standard costing system, then there are some stages that you have to do before starting a standard costing system. So they are asking you to explain those stages. Did you understand the question?
Yeah, I understood.
Okay, so this question carries 4 marks. So how many points that you have to explain?
2
How many
points?
points? Yeah, 2 points. Or you can explain 3 points also. Two is enough, but then for safe side, explain 3 points. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll look at the answer. So first answer they are saying for product, obtain a product specification, giving standard quantities for materials and labor. So giving budgeted quantities for material and labor, you have to get a for product, you have to obtain a product specification. Okay, product statement or product identification. Okay, and then you have to look at figures for past cost of sales. Okay, what are the cost of sales in the previous year, past data. Okay, and then you have to standard price for materials obtained by consulting buyers and sellers. So you have to consult the buyers and sellers to get the standard price for materials they got. Okay, materials the company got. And then you have to consult the human resource department or unions and everyone to get the standard labor rates obtained. Okay, so to get the standard labor rates, okay, you have to consult human resource department. And then you have to consult management or the finance department to obtain a standard overheads rate. Okay, to obtain standard overheads, you have to consult management or finance department. So all these are the stages in establishing a standard costing system. Did you understand all this?
Yeah, I understood all this.
Okay, now look at D part, not D, E part. Okay, E part, evaluate the performance of Docklands Scanning PLC for April. Okay, so what you can say is you can tell direct material price variance is favorable. So in the question, when you look at A part, B part, and all, so they are in that they're saying direct material price variance is favorable. So you can tell that. And then material has been bought at a lower price than expected. So if it is favorable, you know that the material has been bought in lower prices. That's why the actual value is lower, budgeted value is more. So that's why it's favorable. Did you understand that part?
Yeah, I understood that part.
And this may be due to a good performance by the purchasing department, not the production department. Okay. And then case for poor performance. Direct material usage variance is adverse. Okay, so when you look at the question, it's adverse. And then you can write the value also. You can tell direct material usage variance is adverse by and the value. Did you understand? You can give like that. And then you can say this may be due to the technical problem. So why it's adverse? It's because sometimes it may be due to the technical problems, or they're asking whether it is the fault of the production department, like due to insufficient maintenance of the machinery and all that. Okay, sorry, due to insufficient maintenance. Okay, so due to the poor maintenance and all that, and sometimes is it because of the technical problems, like that they are saying. So that's why they are saying that's the maybe those are the reasons. That's why direct material usage variance is adverse. Okay, did you understand this part?
Yeah, I understood that part.
Okay, output has not met the expected level. Okay, so case for poor performance setting, output has not met the expected level. That's why you can say that's why Dockland Canning PLC has not performed well because output has not met the expected level. And then for other points, you can tell have the standards and budgets been set accurately. You can tell like that. Okay, whether it is set accurately or not, we don't know. And then you can tell overall the total material variance is adverse. So performance might have not been good. Like that you can conclude, or based on your conclusion you can give a like overall conclusion. Did you understand the whole answer now?
Yeah, I understood the whole lot.
Okay.